Hi friends, this is Soft Reason. In this lesson, we'll be looking at important things you need to know about a Tekla structure. Okay, so there are some items we'll be looking at. Okay, so let's launch the program. You click on the Tekla structure 2020, you right click and then click on open. Alright, so once the program opens, you can see the environment. Okay, in this particular one, I only installed the UK environment. Okay, so if you installed other environment, you will see them here below. Okay, so it was only UK environment I installed in this one. Okay, and so coming to the rule, you have to select the rule. Okay, so for the sake of this lesson, I've selected the precast detail. Okay, you can select engineer and other ones. Okay, all right, so configuration, I selected full. It is advisable you select full. Okay, so that the full consists of all of these: project management, constructions, okay, and uh, developers, as well as other informations. So it's advisable on that configuration you always select full. Okay, after which you click on okay. Tab, okay, all model tab, recent tab, and share tab. Okay, you can also see new tab here. Alright, so you go to the new tab and then we want to create a new project. So you give the project name. Okay, so I will call this lesson. Okay, lesson one. Okay, alright, so in place in you can browse here to locate where you can save your project. Okay, and then you can select single user because it is only you select multi user when you use network to connect each other. Okay, and be able to work together as a one on one specific project. This often occurs when the project is very large. Okay, so after which you click on create. Alright, so once the program launches, you will have this interface. Okay, so this one is the drawing area. Okay, just like this. So we want to be learning the basic thing we need to know before we start drawing in the class structure. Okay, so what we are going to start with is, you can see this particular window, this one. This is the 3D window. Okay, the drawing window. Okay, so if you want to make it to fit into this area, you just come to this point and click on this vertical tile. You see it has fit into this drawing area. And also, if you want to make it to be too bigger, okay, you can click on this. Once you click on this, you see that it has merged. Okay, it has merged with this tools ribbons, which for myself I don't like that. For myself, I don't like it like this. So I always want it to be independent. Okay, just like this. Okay, so the first thing we'll be looking at, after taking note of that, we will be looking at settings. Okay, for instance, you have this particular window being in this format. Okay, this particular window being like this. For you to make it to fit in, as I said earlier, you click here, you click on this window and then tie vertical. It will expand. Okay, and fit into this particular work area. Okay, and so you can uh, also customize these windows as well as shortcut. So let's look at how we can set our the drawing board to any unit we want: meter, centimeter, and millimeter. Okay, but at default, Tekla structure comes with a millimeter unit. Okay, and so uh, let's see how to do some few settings. Okay, so I click on this point and I click on settings. Okay, under the settings you can see customize. So we want to at first customize some shortcuts. Okay, so click on this point, and so once you click on this point, what you need to do is, if I come to this filter, okay, this filter, and I type tile. Okay, you can see tile window horizontally, vertically. Okay, this one that used to be in this place. this one. Okay, so if I check this one, you notice that there is no shortcut. They said enter shortcut. There is no shortcut for it. Okay, no shortcut. And so you can create a shortcut for this. If you click on this point, okay, and then you come to this place. As you click on it, click on this point, click on this particular place, and you can select your shortcut with Q, just like this. Okay, Q is your shortcut, and you click on assign. You have assigned the Q as a shortcut to this tile window vertical. Okay, so you can see that window vertical is carrying this shortcut Q. For instance, if you click on this one now, and then you want to assign a shortcut, click on this, and you want to assign a shortcut, and then you put N. You clear it first, click on this, you assign a shortcut to be V. Now there is a conflict. Okay, look at this point. It's a set view point V. So this V has been assigned to a particular specific command with a shortcut. Okay, and so if you use this V, it will not work because there is a conflict here. It has already assigned to set view point. Okay, so that is how you can set a shortcut, customized shortcut in a Tekla structure. So we have customized this tile window vertical to be Q. So we click on the closed. Okay, so now if you enter Q, you see that this this window will fit in the working area. So you just type Q on the keyboard. Alright, you can see without coming to this point. Okay, so if you have something like this and then press Q, it will fit in because you have customized it to work that way. Okay, so that is one. The number two thing we'll be looking at setting two, and then we'll look at how we can set the drawing work area maybe to millimeter to centimeter. Okay, so you can see unit and decimal. Okay, so if you click on this unit and decimal, you enter setting from setting, click on option to have this interface, this option dialog. So you can see the length unit is mm. Okay, so if you click this drop down menu, you can be able to select any of the units. Okay, whether you want it to be in meter, centimeter, feet, okay, and so on. So it is through this place you can be able to set your unit in Tekla structure. Okay, so we click on okay. All right, so that is that point. The next thing we will be looking at is we will be looking at some shortcuts. If I do Control P now, you see it will take me to the plan view. Okay, this is the plan view. Okay, you do Control P again, it take you to the 3D view. Okay, all right, so that is it. The next thing we will be looking at is we will be looking at this particular circular point. This is called rotate point. Okay, this one is called the rotate point. For you to rotate a model in a Tekla structure, you need to hold down your control key. Okay, and then press the top of the mouse to be able to rotate the model in Tekla structure. Okay, but there is another way of rotating model in Tekla structure too. Okay, so for you to do that, you just do Control arrow. Okay, Control arrow. Okay, so once you click at the point of rotation, for instance I click this point, you see the rotation point move to that place. In this case you don't need to hold your control, you just click and hold down the left of the mouse, hold it down, and you can be able to rotate it about that axis. Okay, just like this. Okay, so that is how you can rotate object in the class structure. Okay, so that is that. I believe you have taken note of that. So if I should do Control P now, I go back to the plan view. Okay, Control P to the plan view, and I want Okay, let us look at section box. Okay, I do Control P to have the 3D. So this box that is over this particular box is called the section box. Okay, so this section box help you to be able to see, to make your work visible. Okay, this section box, if it doesn't covers this work area, anywhere it covers, that is the area where the work you have done will be visible. And so you can customize this section box. Maybe if you are working a very large project, you can make it to work within this axis C, and then grid lines C and 2. Okay, and so how do you do that? If you go to edit, you go to view. Okay, if you go to view, you can't just do Control P to go to the plan view. Okay, so if you come to this work area just like this, and then you click on using 2 points. Okay, 2 points. So you click on using 2 points, and then you'll be able to click 1 point, drag it over the area you want the elements to be visible, or you want the object to be visible, so you can work on that particular area, and then you click on it like this. So once you click, you notice that the section box is within the particular area. And so if you do Control P, you notice that the section box is within this area. Okay, so any object in this area, this point where my cursor is, this point will not be visible. It's only the object within this area will be visible in Tekla structures. Okay, so that is how viewpoint section box works. Okay, and so if you want to go back to the original default settings, you just click on the board just like this. Notice if you click on this grid, you observe something. You click on this grid line. Grid is selected once you click on it. Okay, but if you click on the board, you notice that there is a yellow line that's run on the border, meaning you click on the board. At this time, you can right click and then click on fit work area to entire model. Okay, you can use it here, or you can also come to this point and use this place to entire model in all views. Okay, so you click here, it function at the same thing when you use this point. Okay, so that is it. Okay, all right, I believe that is quite understood. Okay, so the next thing we will be looking at is I want to show you how to set views. Okay, how to set views vertically, automatically, and then how to set views manually. Okay, so let's look at the grids. So you want to look at the grid, you need to select the grid. Okay, you select the grid line just like this. It's selected now, and then you right click. Okay, once you right click, you click on the property. Alright, so once you click on the property, you will have this. Okay, now Tekla structure is just like it use the same system like AutoCAD. Okay, and so if you check this point, you will see a universal coordinate system. Yeah, okay, so this consists of the x direction, which is this one where you are seeing this grid line 1, and the y direction you are seeing grid line A. Okay, so this is the origin. This origin is always 0. Okay, and so if you want to actually arrange your grids, okay, you can see in the x direction we have a 0 0, meaning that is the reference point. Before you now have a 6,000. Okay, then space bar 2 times 4,000. Okay, in this x directions, this direction. Okay, so that is how the grid is being set. So we want to modify this. Okay, so in the x direction, what I want to have here is, if I just delete all of this just like this, and I click on modify, so this is what happened. Okay, I click all of that and I click on modify, you can see what happened. Okay, so I want to add my own grids, okay, in the x direction. So if I click on this, I can just type 0, okay, backspace, okay. The first distance I want to have 5,000, okay, is give a space bar, and the second point I want to have a okay, let's say the first point I'm having the 2,000, sorry, I'm having 3,000 backspace. The second grid line I want to have another 3,200, so you need to add the 3,200 to this 3,000, okay. All right, sorry. So I want to have the next point, I want to have 3,000, and 3,000 like 3,000 into 3 times, okay. So if you want to have 3,000 into 3 times, you see that it is uniform, okay, right? For instance, I have here 4,500, okay, which is the next step on the grids. Then the next one I want to have 3,000 into 2 times, so I can just say 2 times 3,000, just like this, okay. And if I click on modify, so this is how it works. You will notice that this one now does not have a number, okay. You can see A, B, C, D. This was supposed to be E, okay. It's because I've not added it in the labels, okay. So I'll come to this label, I give a space bar, and then I add a G, okay, A, B, C, D, E, sorry, E, just like this, and click on modify. You have something like this, okay. So likewise, you will do it in the y direction. The y direction, they have 0 as reference, okay, and then the half is what I have is 2 times 2 times what, 600, okay. So you can also add another grid lines, okay, spacebar, and then you can have 4,500, okay. Then you come to this point, the label in the y axis, okay, the label in the y axis, then you can make it 4 because you have added additional 4,500. Click on modify, so you have something of this kind, okay. So this is how you manipulate with the grid. So coming to the z coordinate, okay, the z coordinate actually consists of the vertical, okay, the vertical coordinates, okay. So how this works is you see minus 450, meaning it is going below the graph, okay. And so what you need to do, if I want to reset this, I'll click on this, and then I'll type 0. This 0 simply means I want it to start at the origin, okay. It should not go above the graph, it shouldn't go below the graph, okay. So I type 0, okay, and then the first height I want to have height of 3 meter, okay, 3 meter. I give a space bar. The second height I want to have, maybe the second story from the ground to the first story is 3 meter. From the first story to the second story is 2,800 millimeter, okay. And so I don't need to type the 2,800 here. All I need to do here is to use the 2,800 out to this 3,000, which will now give me 5,800. So I will type the 5,800. This is how it works. So if you want to get to the roof level now, maybe it's another 3,000, okay. So what I need to do, I don't need to type the 3,000. I will use that 3,000, add to this 5,800, and I'll be having 8,800, just like this, 800. So this is how this z coordinate works, okay. And also in this point, at this point we are having 450 already. I can say this is the foundation level, okay. I can say this is foundation level, which is FL, all right. Okay, this point we are having this 0. I don't need it again, okay. Then this place I can also have this to be first floor, okay, first floor, while this is the level, okay. This one is the level, take note, it is the level. While this place where I'm having 5,800, where I'm having 5,800 is the second floor. So you highlight there and then you put second floor. So this one will be second floor, so you put a second floor, and this one is the roof level. Okay, roof level. So this is accepted. Okay, so you just click on the modify. All right, so this has been modified successfully. Okay, if you check line extension, you can see line extension here as 2 meter. You can edit this is the distance from this point to this point, the line extension. Okay, so another thing you will look at here is uh, the color of these grids. So you can manipulate and change the colors of the grid here. Okay, so that will go by this color. All right, so uh, after setting the grids, the next thing I would like us to look at as one of the basic thing is we will be looking at view, how to customize your view. If you come to this point where see windows, you notice you are only having one view one. Okay, which is only this 3D view with this one. Okay, so the shortcuts to view dialog is control I. Okay, so if you do control I, you will have this view dialog. Okay, this is the view dialog, and this one is the view property. Now how do I got this view properties? Okay, so if you click on this, you can close this. Okay, you click on this drawing area, right click, and then click on properties. These view properties will come out. Okay, all right, so in this view properties you can see the visibility. Okay, view depth. Okay, so the any drawing that is above 25,000 millimeter cannot be seen. So drawing will be seen within 1000 and 25,000. Okay, so this is the visibility graphics. Okay, so you should take note of this in case you import a drawing that is higher than 25,000. Some part of the drawing will not be seen except you come to this visibility and edit it to coincide with the height of the model. Okay, alright, so that is that. We want to be doing some settings here. Okay, so for you to create a view, I want to show you how you can create a view manually. So I want to close this point. Okay, for you to create a view, you come to this you come to edit, come to view. In this view you can see new view here. Okay, so if you click on this new view, you can see other drop down menu. Okay, so in this case we'll be looking at this basic view and then using 2 point. Okay, so if you click on this, if you hold your shift key and click on this, you have two things together. You have this create view basic view and this view properties. Okay, so if I close this one, I close this and I click on this, I didn't hold my shift key and I click on this, you have only this one. Okay, so since we want to create a view just like you are having this 3D view, so we want to create a view. Okay, you have to come to this point, hold your shift key, click on basic view, so you have this. Okay, so I want you to move this one to this point. Okay, move this one to this point. So how do you create a view? The first thing you need to do is to give your view name. Okay, so you can give your view name as let's say I want to have a view at the a view at the maybe foundation level. Okay, and also have a view at the first floor level, also have a view at the second floor level, have a view at the roof level. Okay, so the first thing you will do, you first type here FL, meaning foundation level. You want a view at foundation level, and then you click this point. The view you want, is it 3D view or plan view? We want plan view. Okay, so after you must have finished this setting and given this name, you click on applied. Okay, you click on applied just like this. After you click on applied, what you need to do, you come to the coordinate. What is the coordinate to the foundation level? Now how do you know the coordinate to the foundation level? If you activate your grids property. Okay, I click on the grid and this come up. If you come to this point, you will notice that at the foundation level, which is the z direction, you have in 0 0. Okay, so that is why you need to leave this coordinate at 0 0 and then click on create. So you can see view 2 FL is created successfully. Okay, can you see it? All right, so the next thing is I need a view at the first floor level. You type uh, first floor, FF, okay, first floor level. I need a view here, a plan view here. So at the first floor level, what is the coordinates? Mind you, when you after you type in this, you need to click on apply first. Okay, click on apply first. After which you now come to the coordinate. The coordinate, you say what is the coordinate at first floor level. So if you check this place at first floor level, you have 3 meters. So you need to type 3 meter here. Okay, 3 meter, just like this, and then click on create. So you have created another view. You can see view 3 FF. Okay. Alright, so I want to have another view at the second floor level, okay, just like this, second floor level and plan view. Okay, so at second floor level, after typing in the view name, you can click on applied, then come to the coordinates at this level. What coordinate do you have? Check here, 5800. So you type 5800. Okay, and then you click on create. So you have a view at the second floor level. Okay, so you want to proceed to have a view at the roof level. I'm showing you how to create a view manually. Okay, at the roof level, what you need to have is, let's say, ROL, roof level. Okay, after which you click on apply. So at the roof level, what is the coordinate? If you check this point, you notice that the coordinate at the roof level is 800. Okay, so you type 800, just like this, and then you click on create. Okay, so you notice you have view up to view 5. Okay, so after which you can now click on okay, and then you close this. So these are your view. Okay, so if you now click on Q, which we customize, okay, we customize as what? Tie vertical. Click on Q, you have something like this. Okay, so you can click here to activate this point, to activate this view. Okay, if you activate this view and you click Ctrl P, you have this view. This is roof level. That is why you are seeing the grid at this roof level. Okay, you see. So this is the first floor level. You activate it by clicking, and then you do Ctrl P, you have it at first floor level. Okay, as well you can't rotate it to see the height of the level. Okay, so if you check in here, this point, this place, you do Ctrl P, you have it at the foundation level, and this one is the 3D. Okay, so this is the second floor level. Okay, the second floor level did not actually capture the view. Okay, so this is how you create view. Okay, this is how you create view in this is how you create view manually. Okay, so if you want to see actually all the views, you can just do Control I. Okay, Control I, so you see all the view you have created so far. All right, so you can select all of this view. Okay, and then bring them to this side, so you won't see anyone here. Okay, and also you can just bring in this one, just like this, for you to have this particular one. Click on okay. So this is how you can set a view manually. Okay, this is how you can set a view manually using a Tekla structure. The next thing I want to show you is, so the next thing we will be looking at is how to create view, uh, automatically. Okay, at first, how to create view along grid lines. Okay, so you do Control P. Okay, to go to the plan view. Okay, so you can see the section box is not covering the entire area of the grid lines. Okay, so what you need to do is just right click and click on the fit area to entire model. Okay, so you have something like this. Okay, all right, so after which I want to show you how to create a view along grid lines. Okay, also manually how to create elevation, sorry, how to create elevation. So in this case, you will look at you come to this point again, and then using two points. Okay, using 2 points, so you will click or your shift key and click on this using 2 points. Okay, all right, so you want to create elevations along maybe grid line A. Okay, so you come to this place, and then you will type grid line A. Okay, grid line A. All right, now you are creating elevation along this grid line. So after which you will click on applied. Once you click on applied, you click on this first point, and then it depending on the direction you want to view the elevations. Okay, is it this side or this side? I want to view it this side, so I click on this point. So if you move this way, okay, all right, so you can see that the elevations has been created along that grid line A. So you can see the elevation, the foundation level, the first floor level, second floor level, and then the roof level. Okay, so that is how you can create an elevations. Okay, so if you go back to this one, okay, and you want to create another elevations along a let's say grid line 1, okay, or grid line 2, okay, so you can just come to this place, change this place to 2, okay, and then click on you can close this, okay, you come to the new view again, click on using 2 point again, just like this. Okay, I just click on it without holding down the shift key, so it is giving me this. All right, so I click on escape. Okay, I hold my shift key and then click on this point, click on the using 2 point. Okay, so you change this place to grid line 2 because you want to get an elections along these grid lines. Okay, and so you click on applied just like this, and then you click on this point. So it depending, are you viewing this way or this way? Okay, so I want to view it this way. Okay, so I cannot pick this point. So once you pick this point, you can see elevations along grid line 2 is created. Okay, so you can see these grid lines too. Okay, and this is the elevation along the line. Okay, so this is how you can create elevations. Okay, and then so far we have looking at the settings of the board and commands. Okay, then manually created the plan view elevation, plan view. Okay, and then manually created the elevations. Okay, just like this. So I will click on the okay, right? So if I click on the escape and I do I click on Q, you should take note that we customize Q to be tile or what horizontal. Okay, so I click on Q, I'll be having these ones. Okay, so this is the elevations in on grid line 2 and A. Okay, alright, so if I click Control I, okay, I do Control I, okay, I'll have all of this. Okay, so if I select all of this, I select all of this, I can't select all of this one, select all of this one, I can move all here. Alright, I move all to this place. Okay, click on closed and I type Q. Okay, I will have this. Okay, so this is how to create view in Tekla structures. Okay, alright, so the next thing we want to do, I want to go Control I. Okay, so I have all of this and then I select all these ones. I select all of these ones, this one, and then I hold my shift key to click on this and I move everything to this point, and I later bring this 3D to this one. Okay, so I can click on this, hold control shift key, click on this one to select all of this, and then I can do delete. So since we have learned that everything about view, I want to delete all these views, so I click on delete, I click on OK. Alright, so all those view has been deleted, I click on OK. So I'm now left with this particular view. I type Q on the keyboard to fit in and then Control P to go to the 3D view. Alright, so at this point I want to take us to another items. Okay, we will be looking at how to alright, so how to we'll be looking at how to change the view name. Okay, so for instance, if I do this Control I now, you can see this place is 3D view. Okay, so if I click on this work area, right click and then click on properties, I'll have this. Okay, so this 3D view, you can change the name here. Yeah, so if you click this place now and then you type it to be you just make it a 3D this view just like this. Okay, click on modify. You are not applying because it's existing. Okay, so you need to click on modify it. Okay, I click on modify, you can see what I'm having here is being changed successfully. Okay, so that is one point you need to take note of. Click on OK and then I click on closed. The next thing I will like us to look at is how to generate views. Okay, automatically. So for you to do that, you need to select the grid lines. like this. You select your grid. Okay, mind you, before you select your grid, you must check this point. This snaps that this is snapped for you to be able to select all the grids together at once. But if this one is snapped, you can select a single grid. Okay, so I want to right click and then come to create view. Okay, under create view, you can see create view along grid lines. Okay, if you click on this point, okay, you can see all the grid lines. Okay, radial grid. Okay, so you just click on create. Once you click on create, it will be created view for you automatically. So this is how you can create view automatically. So view has been created here automatically. Okay, along all the grid lines, as you can see, and the plans. Okay, so if you check, if you just can just check, this is how you create this. What we did manually, this is how you do it. This is how you do it automatically. Okay, this is how you do it automatically. All right, so if you pull all of this to this side, okay, and you click on queue, which we have customized, you will notice you have all of this one. Okay, you notice you have all of this. Okay, so if I click here and you do control P, you have this. Okay, depending on their levels. Okay, depending on their level, you know, we have done this manually, and this one now is the automatics one. Okay, so you can also remove all of this. Click this one. Oh yeah, shift key, click this and move this to this point. You'll be having this. So if you type your queue, this will be, you know, taken to the fit the environment. All right, so this is how you can do this great stuff manually. All right, so we have taken note of that. Okay, so you click on this one and then you scroll down to this point and then you hold your shift key, click on this, delete. All right, so I believe we have taken note of that. So we delete this, click on close to this, can also close this. Okay, so if all right, so the next thing I would like us to look at is want to look at how we can rotate and move these grid lines. Okay, so if I do control P and then I'll go to the plan view. Okay, so I will just select this grid just like this, and then I will right click and then click on copy special. I can go to linear, I click on it. Okay, so if I want to pick copy from this point, this one. Okay, copy from this point to this point, copy from this point to this point. Okay, and click on copy here. Okay, so you're asking me to expand the section box, the working area, to fit into the newly copied grid. Okay, so I click on expand, so it's been expanded, so you can copy your grid just like this. Okay, so I click on okay. All right, and then you deselect it, and the next thing is to rotate this grid. Can we rotate it? Yes, so you click on the grid. All right, and then you right click and then you go to move special, and then you go to rotate. All right, so in the rotate, they will ask you, if you check here, this one, this left down area, you say pick origin point for rotation. So the origin point for rotation, so you have to pick a point of rotation. So I want to pick this point as my point of rotation. I picked it. Okay, so once I picked it, the next thing is to change the angle. So I can now change the angle to 45 degrees. I want to rotate this one at 45 degrees. I say I click on move. All right, then click on expand. All right, so you have something like this. Click on okay. All right, so this is how you can move copy grids. And the next thing I want us to look at is how we can draw a grid, a new grid. Okay, a new grid line. Okay, so you can draw a new grid line, so it's possible. Deselect this, okay, using this icon, or you click, press your escape button. So you come to this you come to the edit tab. Okay, see the grid here, click on this add grid lines. Okay, click on it, and so once you click on it, you hold down your shift key and then click on the point on the grid you want to start the new grid line. So I click on this point just like this, then click on this last point and then click on okay. So you can see a new grid has been inserted, okay, between grid line 2 and 3. All right, so if you want to insert another one, just hold down your shift key, click on the grid just like this, and then click on this one, this point. So another grid line has been inserted. So this is how you insert a grid lines. Okay, and so if you want to undo it, you just use this point to undo all what you have done. Okay, Alright, so you can see the section box is even bigger than the is it go too far from the working area. So you can just right click and click on you deselect this command. Okay, deselect the command, right click, click on the drawing area, right click, and then click on fit work area to entire model. Alright, so this is it. Alright, so these are the basic things one need to know when you are to start using a Tekla structure. And also if you are an advanced user, you need to know most of these things so as to make your work flexible. Okay, so in the next lesson we will be looking at more advanced lesson. Okay, so you have to subscribe and stay tuned for more lesson. Okay, bye.